welcome to Creative AF with me, Ruby from DottieDelightful.com, bringing you interviews with creative people around the world, bringing inspiration and joy to your own creativity. And today I'm really excited because we have got our first international guest all the way from Canada, Amanda De Vuono. Is that right? De Vuono.
Yeah. De Vuono.
De Vuono. Hi, Amanda.
Ruby, yay!
Yay! So,
Fun.
we have been chatting on Instagram for a while, and this is the first time we've actually chatted in person today.
Yeah.
So it's magic.
It's fab. I love it.
So can you please tell the viewers what it is that you do and you create?
Okay, so I'm abstract expressionist painter, mainly working with watercolor right now. Pardon me. I used to use more acrylic, but my studio space has gotten much smaller and I can't spread out and paint large. So all my acrylic stuff is in a storage locker right now. So I do abstract watercolor paintings. A lot of it's very based on emotion and kind of inner landscape in my head. Kind of made up landscapes, places I'd love to go to that probably don't even exist, and mix with places I have been that just spark incredible feeling and emotion, you know. So the paintings are mainly it's all feeling, it's emotion, it's intuition.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and it's very process driven.
Have you got any there that you can
hold up? Sure.
Show.
This is an example of one. I'll do this one because this is sort of a more recent one. This is
that's beautiful.
It's kind of sort of like, so also what I love about it is that everyone sees something different, right? And I love that. So the story is different to everybody. So often I like to ask people, what do you see in here? And then I get the different stories and I don't see that at all. And then they will point it out, and then it's all I can see, right?
Yeah.
So, and then there's something like this. It's odd, I'm showing two that have a lot of pink.
That's lovely.
But, yeah.
That reminds me of waves, like waves crashing.
Does it?
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
There's definitely a lot of water. I go towards blues. Blues I gravitate. So what about this one? Is this?
Oh, when I first saw it, it reminded me of cactus and cactus flowers.
Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I saw when I did it too. Yes. I called it country mouse, and I have no idea why.
Okay.
but it felt very kind of like Arizona or.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, definitely does it. Yeah.
Yeah. But then if you hold it a different way, it could be something completely different.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Do you ever paint them one way and then think, no, I'm going to display it a different way?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, when I paint them, I often paint and I move the paper around. So mainly I work on paper right now because, like I said, I don't have the space to get like a real big canvas out, which I'm like itching to do. But so I have paper, but I will flip the paper as I'm painting. So I'll see it this way so that I can see it in different ways.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I kind of like to keep my mind open that way.
What kind of paper do you like to use?
Oh my gosh, there's so much. So I love cold press is my favorite because I like the grain, and I love texture. So, and I like to build up the texture. So I always, when you go to an art gallery and you want to cross that velvet rope and just touch the painting. Oh, like just.
I did that with the Monet.
Did you actually touch it?
I did.
Oh my God, I would put your hand.
When I was 16, we went to London to the National Gallery, and there was a watercolors Monet. It was huge, massive in real life, and the textures. And this was, they didn't have a ropey thing, but you wasn't meant to touch it, but I did.
Yeah. Oh, you're so bad. I love that you touched it. Oh my God. I would have a plastic bag on my hand. Never washing that.
But yeah, they draw you in, the textures of paintings, don't they? And I'm really feely and touchy anyway.
Me too. Like when I meet someone, I'm like, oh, I just need to hug you because I need to feel your energy in there.
Oh, I've got this is terrible, but I've got this real thing. If I'm on my bus and there's somebody in front of me, like with really nice hair, I want to stroke it. And sometimes I do.
Oh my God. Yeah, you can't do that. These days, people think you're
No.
up to no good. You're like, not just because of the situation, but like, why are you touching my hair?
Do it really careful so they don't know.
It's so nice.
Yeah, it's so soft.
Yeah, it's bad when I go to the art supply store. Oh, which I miss so much.
Oh no.
I just want to touch things, but I'll get the paintbrushes and I'm like,
Oh
oh,
yeah. Oh,
brush it along your arm. Oh.
Yeah, I love it.
Or
What?
in a painting, when you see the bristles. I love when you can see a bristle that has fallen out of the brush. Like
Oh,
when
do
you go
you
to the
like
museum.
that? Oh, that really
No,
irritates me. I need
not
to
in my work.
get out. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was painting yesterday and I've not hoovered the studio and it was so annoying. I picked up, I've got like old paint rags and stuff, and I dabbed it on this painting that I'm making and it was full of dog hair. And I was just like, oh my God. So I had to strip it all back and
Oh
just like,
no. Total nightmare. But I can
terrible.
relate because mine is cat hair
Yeah.
everywhere. There's cat hair in everything. I'm like, you guys, you can't. And you know what I'm dying to try is resin. I want to coat paintings in resin. I can't do that with cats around. Otherwise, you're just gonna get strings of cat hair in all the bubbles and stuff.
Yeah, it'd be really hard, wouldn't it, with pet hair?
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna need a space.
That'd be amazing. Do you think you'll get a space eventually so you can do bigger pieces?
Yes, yeah. This is actually my parents' house that we're living in right now. It's a long story which I won't go into. It's after a car accident and everything. So now we're waiting because with a car accident there's like all the lawsuit and it takes forever. So this might be the year that we get a house. So that's our dream is so my husband and I both have a dream to get a barn. And we're
Oh,
going to share the barn, and he gets half the barn to be a gym. Like one floor is a gym for him and the other floor is a studio gallery space. Don't tell him, but I'm going to take the best part. He can have the dodgy corner. That would be fantastic. And then no cats allowed, which I'm sure I'll break my own rule because I love having the animals in the studio, but then I can do resin and
that'll be fabulous.
yeah, I would love to do it.
Good.
I like getting messy, like I would love to try pottery. Oh my God, because
Feeling of the clay is so good. So
touching somebody's hair on the bus.
yeah, clay. Oh, I love it.
I love it too. I love it so much. So squishy. And I don't know. I watch potters and it looks easy. I know that it's very hard. I've heard, it's quite hard to do, but I still want to do it.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
I don't even care how things turn out.
Exactly. I did it at uni, and the teacher was, it's really weird. You've got to like hold your thumb weird and stuff. And I was like, I can't on the wheel, and I was like, this doesn't work. So I just did it my own way. And he was like, no, you can't do it like that. And I was like, but why? And he went, for hundreds of years, potters have done it this way. I was like, no, I'm just doing it my own way. And I loved it when I just did it my own way. It was so good. So in my next studio, I'd love a potter's wheel and a kiln. It'd be so good, wouldn't it? And a sink. Oh God, to have a sink in my studio.
Yes, where it doesn't matter how dirty it gets, because the paint stains it like crazy. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I need that too. And you don't have to run from room to room to refill your water.
Yeah.
Always having to do that.
Yeah. Sink, please. Studio gods, give me a sink.
I guess before the barn, I'll have a sink. Maybe I should start small. I dream of a sink.
Yeah.
The things you dream of when you're an adult now, right?
Oh no, it's ridiculous.
No,
what watercolors do you use? Like what brand and stuff do you like?
Oh, my favorite brand is Daniel Smith. There, I get this color. I have a little drawer here. Oh, okay. So this color, look at the name of it. How could you not want something? I don't know if you can see, but it's called Moon Glow.
Oh,
I don't know if you can see, but it's the most beautiful. Okay, so what I love about them is because they're very granular. So when you paint down this color, when I use it, you'll see the reds and blues start to separate, and
oh.
you get, oh, it's magic, and it's like an aura around the color. Oh my, I just love them. The bad thing is they're not inexpensive. Most of them I've got as gifts. So but they're beautiful, and they actually have, I don't know if I have one here because it's like a big massive drawer full of paints. This is just one of the drawers, but I don't know, the company has, oh, here we go, a line called Primatech.
Okay.
So if you see this P on it, it's actual, so this is amethyst, genuine. So you're painting with
Oh, with
amethyst.
crystals?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. So you get the most incredible grains with these, right? The pigments they're not ground as finely, I guess. So it's really spreads. Oh my gosh.
Oh. And do
So
these
the texture.
dry shiny when you move the paper?
Yes, this one's shiny. Yeah.
Oh.
I know. I wish I could show you, but I'm like, you're not going to get
Yeah.
I don't think I have any right here that have the amethyst on it, but there's all sorts. I have a few like that. So these ones are even more expensive, of course. But working with actual pigments from the earth is just, I
Magic.
love that. Magic, total
Ah.
magic. Yeah,
Have you made your own? Have you tried making your own?
that's my next. That along with a sink and a barn,
Yes.
I want to make my own.
Oh, I'd
Yes.
love that. I really would.
The
It'd be
little
so
jars of pigments, and then
oh,
and I just don't have the space again because you need more room to move out. So I need my little paint making station, my painting station, my packaging station, but
yeah,
that would be
that'd
again
be
like
amazing.
the clay, right? Getting into it, just
Yeah,
making and grinding it. Oh
yeah,
God,
it'd be so good. Oh, I need to do
I
that.
love it.
So are you a full-time creative? Is that your whole what you do, or do you have a side thing as well?
No, I don't have a side gig. This is what I do. Um, it's not, I mean, it's not the easiest, obviously, as you know.
Yeah.
um, but I guess I have my daughter to thank for it actually, because it's something I've always wanted to do. And I used to work in like a 9 to 5 office job. And that's not, you know how you're like, I just don't jive with this
Yeah.
environment. It just didn't feel good to me. But then I got pregnant, and then because of my daughter, I stayed home, and then I started painting more, and I would do it after work and on weekends, but having that kind of, those mental blocks you get where you're like, oh, I still have to, but I have to go back to work on Monday.
Yeah.
So it kind of stops you from, that's a mental block, like I said, but then after she was born, she would nap, not often, and for maybe only 20 minutes, and I could paint. So she kind of having her allowed me more freedom. And then we had to decide, do I go back to work and we put her in daycare, or do I stay home? And looking at it financially, my paycheck would pay for the daycare. So why don't I just stay home? So we made that decision, which again allowed me the freedom. So then I got to build it more and more and more. And yeah, it's just sort of stayed that way.
Amazing. Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
great. Yeah, it's hard work. It's constant work, but
Yeah.
it's not drudgery, it feels great
Yeah.
when you love
That,
it.
that's the difference, isn't it? Because I hate that phrase hard work. And I say it sometimes as well, because it is hard work because there's a lot of
Yes.
effort that goes into it, but it's
Yeah.
not hard in the way where you go, oh, I've got another day of doing this.
Right.
It's joyous hard work, isn't it? So it's
Ah,
totally different.
it's soulful. It's
Yeah,
not soul
soulful.
crushing. It's soulful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like it brings you it brings you more in touch with yourself, and you need that space to do it. But then when you are with other people and like, I don't know, you can be more yourself, your authentic self. And
Yeah.
it's because you're expressing yourself as, a living,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
incredible.
also hard.
Yeah, it's like there's a big connect. I find anyway. I am connected to whatever you want to call it, source, spirit, whatever you want to call it. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm more part of this connection when it's flowing and there's paint, and I did a morning in an office one morning, and oh my goodness, I'm such a rebel at things. Like, no, and I just looked around and I thought everybody was doing the same thing. I mean, some people thrive in that environment, but me, no.
No, me
I
neither.
text my line manager. I was like, "Get me out of here. There's no way."
Same.
Yeah, save me. No, I
It's
couldn't.
true. No, that between that and the commuting to and from, and your whole day is doing something that doesn't make you happy. Oh my gosh. Of course, that's going to make your life, you're going to react, you know, in every situation with that because you're always kind of in
Yeah,
a space where you're not happy. So it's like, what do you
awful.
want to do
And
this?
wearing a bra all day and
Oh,
shoes. I mean, come on.
shoes. Shoes.
What?
Oh, it's true. It's true though. You're like, and I don't know why I squeezed my feet into some really uncomfortable shoes because it was the attire, you know,
It's
clicking around the
ridiculous.
office, getting sore feet.
It's
No.
crazy. And like on your moon time, like if
Yeah.
you work somewhere else, you have to actually go in, don't you? And I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Yeah. Or just the thought of and my husband and I joke about this all the time. It's not really a joke because it's not funny, but when you do have a job like that and they determine your freedom time, you know, they're like,
Yeah,
okay, you can have, and when you really think of it, out of a full year, you get 2 weeks and that's it. And 2 weeks is really just 10 days because weekends you
yeah,
always get anyway. 10 days out of the year, you can do whatever you want. Go have a vacation. But when you come back, your work is going to be piled up. You're going
yeah.
to be highly stressed.
It's
uh,
ridiculous.
I can't do
It's
it.
not living. For me, that is
No,
not
no.
living.
And you have an allotted sick days. Anyway,
Yeah.
there, let's not
Oh
talk about it.
no. So
It's
you're a
true.
full-time creative, which is amazing, and you sell your work.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that? Have you had exhibitions? Do you sell on where? What, tell me about that.
I have a cat going crazy over here. If you hear thumping, it's um I have a website, so I sell online, and I have exhibited. Had group exhibitions, and all right, calm down, crazy. Why now? So I'm trying to think. The last summer, I was in a group show, and that was, of course, during all of this. So it was much harder. So it was a lot more online, and it's much harder to do because everyone was learning. Also, how am I going to exhibit this? How am I going to do this show? So that was a summer group show, which was fun because everything was 12 by 12. So you had to paint in a specific size. So that was the last exhibition I did. Um, and then now, well, there's not much. I'm kind of madness, this cat. I'm sorry. I'm kind of not really like when I see a call for art, for an entry for an exhibit that's going to be online, I'm sort of torn because it's like,
Mm,
do I want to? Because a lot of times you have to pay as well, right? Like you have to
yeah,
pay an application fee. And I was like, is it going to be worth it? Because if this is going to get much exposure, I don't know. Whereas if it's in a physical place, you're going to get people off the street even. You're just going to get,
yeah,
but online, it's easy to forget as well. As much as you say, oh, at 5 o'clock on Friday, there's going to be the opening, the live Zoom opening. It's so easy for people to just get carried away in what they're doing and not, just forget. So
yeah.
I just haven't really applied to anything show wise. I've applied to some publications, which is cool. So, and one of them I got into, which is exciting.
Ooh,
Yes, yeah.
can you tell which one it is? Can you
Um,
reveal?
yeah, I can because it's coming out next month at the end of the month. It's Candy Floss magazine.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you look them up, they're fun. It's an independent magazine, and so much fun, lively art. Like your work would go really well in there too. So because it's very energetic and colorful and vibrant and, you know,
Oh, lovely.
lively. So that's kind of fun. I got into that. But otherwise just kind of plugging away, trying to do it online like everybody else.
Yeah. Are you working on a collection at the minute? Do you work in collections, or do you just make whatever comes into your brain?
Yeah, sometimes I've been trying to work in collections, and I think sometimes I force myself, like I overthink it. I'm like, okay, now do a collection and this is the theme. But once I do that, I can't paint in that theme. I'm like, well, this painting doesn't look like that theme, but does it? I don't know. So, I do try to do collections because sometimes it gives you a nice little parameter to work in, you know, like you're working on certain style, or sometimes that just happens anyway. I get into a certain style. But I think because my work is very intuitive, like I don't want to stick to the same color palette. I don't want to, because I don't want to, how do I say it? I don't want to close myself in, you know, like box
Yeah.
myself into, no, you're only using that. But at the same time, that challenge can sometimes open other things. It's very bizarre. It's
Yeah,
very,
it is weird, isn't it?
yeah, it is weird. You're like, maybe I should just do a like black and white series. And then I tell myself, you can't just paint in black and white. What are you, you're gonna be so bored, but I might actually enjoy it. So I think a lot of it is my head telling me false information, but usually I think I just work in individual pieces to what I feel. Um,
Yeah.
because if I do it all based, if it's based feeling emotion wise, if I come to the studio one day and I'm not feeling that emotion, I can't, you know, if I'm doing a series on joy and one day I come into the studio, I'm like, I am everything but joy today. I can't paint joy. So it's very hard to do a series when it's emotional.
Yeah,
So
totally. Yeah, I get that. I really do.
yeah.
Do you do that thing as well where you rebel at your own rules? Like you'll be like, right, I'm just gonna do this, and then you're like, no, I'm not. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
do what I want.
Yeah. Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
ridiculous.
Oh, big time. I do that. Yeah. Yeah.
Bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
it is weird.
apart from watercolor, do you have any other favorite materials that you like to use?
Yeah, you know what? I do love acrylic. Um, and I was into oil for a while, but again, those are in storage, so I haven't used them in a while. I just like how slippery they are. Again, going back to someone's hair on the bus. I just like it. So they blend beautifully, you know. But acrylic I can do, I like the blending of that as well. Um, so the strange thing for me, again, going back to like controlling or like being, you know, I tend to overthink things a lot. So watercolor for me allows me, because you can't really control watercolor. It does what it wants to do, right?
Yeah,
So with acrylic, I was able to control it more. And even though it's still abstract and still emotional, it's still, I could control where things were going. Whereas watercolor, I really have to let loose and let go. So it kind of stops me from thinking too much.
hmm.
It's extremely therapeutic as well. Um, but I also love gouache. Like I've gotten really into adding gouache to the watercolors as well. And there's this one that I really like. It's kind of like, it's more of an acrylic base. So it's very matte and it has a really nice, I'm trying to look around. I'm like, do I have anything that has gouache on it right now? I don't know. But it's beautiful. So I love mixing those. Oh, here, this is gouache right here. I don't know if you can get an idea of it. There's it's a very matte looking.
Oh yeah.
So you can,
Oh, I love those colors.
oh yeah, they're fun. Oh my gosh. And they have, I just love that it's this acrylic gouache by Holbein.
Okay,
So I don't know, can you, if you can see
you
it,
can
but
see it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, this is the brand I love. I wish they had really huge tubes, but I actually find this goes a long way though. A little bit goes a long
Is
way.
it? Is it really densely pigmented then?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. So it's very opaque. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So I'm getting more
Wow,
into those too. So
I love it. And
oh,
do you use a pen in your work as well? Because there's very
yes,
fine lines, isn't there, in some of them?
Yeah, pencil a lot. Love graphite, but pens I use these ones. Oh, what's it called? The Uniball Signo.
Oh yeah, they're lovely.
Great. And the
Yeah.
best one is the white one.
I've
Oh,
not tried that one. They're
yes, I
good.
love it because I love dots and little fine lines, like you said, and I get those in
Yeah.
it. And I like to do the white over dark colors. And this is the first one I've found that actually works well. I've had other ones where you start to write with it and it doesn't like to go over the paint.
Yeah, they sink in, don't they? A lot of them.
Yes, yeah, or it
Yeah.
just starts to I had one that started to crack when it dried, and like, go with it. It's texture. But this is brilliant, and I just fell on it one day. I just found it, and I'm like, oh, I found the white pen I've been dreaming of. Oh, can't
Yay!
wait to try that. Yeah, it's
What
really
grade of pencil do you love?
you know what? I actually have a brand of pencil I love, and
Okay.
they're Blackwing pencils. I think they're about a 4B.
Oh, that's nice. Mine's a
Yeah.
6B. I love a 6B.
Oh,
Yes, soft.
I like soft too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's too same with pens. I don't like things that are scratchy. Like if it,
No.
yeah, I'm like, "No, stop,
Yeah.
stop, stop, stop." I need it to glide and glide,
Yeah.
which is weird because I do like using a calligraphy pen, like pen and ink. And so I'll use that on the watercolor paper, and that often sticks and goes scratchy, and I'm like
Yeah.
cringe a little bit, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, I like the sound.
It's kind of weird though because it's like the fluid ink coming out of it, like it counteracts the scratchy. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I can handle that.
yeah, it's
Oh, we weird.
so weird. It's like that, ASMR, all that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely one of those people. I could put a YouTube video on of someone squishing slime and just, oh, fall asleep. So bizarre.
Yeah, they're brilliant them videos. They're
Yeah,
really brilliant.
but I had, oh, you know what the best ASMR is with art related? Bob Ross.
Oh, now you could just he should read stories.
Yes.
Like he should just so read
Oh my
stories.
gosh.
Is he alive? I don't even know if he's still alive.
No, no,
No.
I don't know when, but I think it's a few years ago anyways.
Right.
So,
Oh, he
yeah.
can't read stories then, can he? But it
No.
would have been good.
But if you're having trouble sleeping,
Yeah.
pop on the Bob Ross on YouTube and sink away in those happy little dreams. He is so calming.
Yeah, he's lovely. I love it.
I don't know how
What
he paints those things, but sorry.
I know because it looks like it's just like I don't even know. It's just like a bit of colour, and then after a bit, you're like, "Whoa! How did that appear?"
How
Yeah,
did he make it? He makes it look so easy.
yeah.
Let's pop a tree in here. And if I did that, it would be like, bleh. Oh, come
He's
on.
brilliant.
Yeah.
What do you listen to in the studio while you're creating?
Okay, that's a range. That again depends on the mood,
Yeah.
but I definitely have go-tos. So I love when I can do lyrics. A lot of the times I need something without lyrics, right? Because it can start to, invade into what am I painting now? But or I get distracted by it. So ambient, like an ambient chill music, I'll put a playlist on that just goes on for hours and hours. Um, but with lyrics, I love listening to Bon Iver, The National, Iron and Wine.
Oh, I love Iron and Wine.
I know. I
Ah,
just love anything and folk music. Like I love King Creosote,
oh, I've not
and
heard of them.
he's from Scotland,
Okay.
and James Yorkston as well. They're folk. Oh my gosh! But I love music that has stories. Where you like storytelling. I just love storytelling.
Yeah.
So, but music like that, or if I'm in the mood and I get it a lot, is like 20s and 30s jazz. It's just I love it. I love it so much.
Amazing.
Yeah, I like that scratchy and it's like whoa, whoa, like it sounds
Yeah.
like it's so far away. I don't know. I think I'm
Brilliant. Have
born
you
in the wrong
heard of
world.
The Lost Words? Have you listened to them? The Lost
No,
Words.
I'm
Oh,
writing it down. grab my.
Look at it on YouTube. The Lost Words, it's called. It's lovely. So I don't know if it's the same in Canada, but in England, loads of words have been taken out of the English dictionary.
Yeah.
Words like wren, like the bird,
Yeah.
and I can't even remember what else, but loads of like nature words have been taken out because they say that kids nowadays don't know what they are. So they put in other words like computery words instead. What? So so this group of artists and musicians and stuff all got together and they've made this book called The Lost Words. But on YouTube, they do all the singing that goes with it, all the music. Oh, it's magic. It's really lovely.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds right up my alley.
You'll love it. You'll totally love it. It's brilliant.
I'm definitely looking that up.
Definitely. I'm the same with the lyrics. If I'm listening to lyrics, it ends up on your page. Like it just I can't do it. But yeah.
A lot of my titles, my painting titles, come from lyrics within those songs sometimes because it's really gotten into my brain and I just love that, or I like what it conjures up in my mind,
Yeah.
So
that's so good.
Yeah, the National has good lyrics for that.
Do they? I'll check them out, definitely.
Yeah.
If you were stuck on a desert island and you could only take one album with you to listen to for while you're stuck, what would it be?
That is the hardest question.
I know.
Stressing me out on a Saturday. I think it would probably be something by the National, but I don't know which album.
Okay.
Can it be a mixtape?
Yeah. An old-fashioned mixtape.
But I swear I'll use all National songs. But yeah, I love his voice, and just the lyrics are so, I don't know. Some of them are so visceral and just deep, and I don't know. Good story.
Oh, lovely. I'll listen to that after.
Yeah, that's it. The National.
Okay, there. Brilliant. I love it.
Me and the National on a desert island.
Just swooning away.
Yeah. Yeah, all on my own. With a sink so that I can paint.
Yeah. I'm looking them. So can you give the viewers a top tip? It can be about anything. It doesn't have to be about creativity, just a top tip.
Top tip. I would say, because I've gotten into meditation lately. Now, you don't have to be woo-woo or anything like that. I am kind of woo-woo, but mindfulness, just appreciating the moment as you're in it. That would be a top tip. That is something I'm trying to live by as well, because I notice a huge difference in how I feel during the day when I experience that moment, or just appreciate it for what it is. And then that goes down to gratitude, right? Just being grateful, even for small things like, oh, my rice was just the perfect density tonight. Something so small, right? Be grateful for it. And those are the things that I think bring me joy and happiness. So I think just being mindful, appreciating the moment as you're in it. And even if it's a tough moment, right? If you're aware of it, then it helps it go by a little smoother, because you're not trying to fight it. So yeah, that would be a top tip. Just kind of, I don't know, appreciate your moments.
I love that. Yeah, it's so true. It really is true. I try and be mindful. I'm always grateful. Like, I'm super grateful every day, but I try and be mindful. But I find that I'm always living in the future. So when I'm painting in the studio, I'm thinking, well, when I've got a studio with a sink, or when we live in Norway, and it's like, actually, you live in a really lovely house right now, in your studio right now, just be in that moment. So yeah, it's really lovely, isn't it?
It is. And I do that same thing, though. I dream, but wait, you're here. Pull myself back to where I am.
I think we're conditioned, though, aren't we, to think like that almost?
Yeah,
definitely.
So. We're always kind of told to look forward, buckle down, and just do the. So that's why, if you can kind of get out of that and just appreciate your experiences, the beautiful And I know you do this too, like the little moments, right? Because I see in your photos, I love those macro photos you take through your,
Oh yeah.
oh my God, because you're just seeing these little worlds. So there's
Incredible.
everywhere, there's magic everywhere. And I love looking for it because you're not going to find it like, was it Lewis Carroll said, right? Those who don't, is it Lewis
Roald
Carroll?
Dahl.
Is it Roald Dahl?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm like, it's one of those magic men that said it. Yeah, those who don't look for magic will never find it.
Yeah.
So
True. It's so true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. Can we just clarify as well that you wasn't actually just drinking your paint water, even though
Oh
it
no,
looked like it?
it is my paint water. I am a full-blown artist and will only drink and eat paint. So no, it's a blue spirulina and butterfly PEA, butterfly pea. I drink butterfly pea, and that's
That is magical.
it is very magical. Butterfly pea and fairy wings for me. That's
Can you
but
feel
it's
it growing?
yeah. No, so it's just blue water. Tastes coconutty.
Oh,
Yeah.
does it? That's interesting. I'd
Yeah.
have thought it'd have tasted more fruity, you know, like a blueberry or something.
There is blueberry in it as well.
Is there?
So
Okay.
blueberry and I don't know, there's a whole bunch of stuff. It's a powder. I put some bubbly water in there,
I love it.
make it sparkle, make it sing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
It's been lovely talking to
Yes.
you. I'm so thrilled that you're our first international guest. I say like there's a big team. There isn't. There's just me. So I'm glad you were
No, there's
my international guest. Yeah, it's been fantastic. And if people want to get your work, they can jump onto your website.
Yes,
Yeah.
yep.
And on your Instagram as well. And is it the same name on everything?
It should be right, but it's the
Okay.
website is just my name, Amanda De Vuono.
Vuono.
De Vuono. AmandaDeVuono.com. And then Instagram is at Amanda De Vuono Art.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But I'll put all the links in there.
Okay, because nobody's going to know how to spell De Vuono. I'll tell you that.
No. I didn't even know how to pronounce it, did I? Like, how do you say it?
Nobody does. It feels great. I feel unique with the name that nobody knows how to pronounce.
It is lovely. It's been magic. Really, really magical. I've loved it.
So I'm honored you asked me to be a part of your show.
Thank you, love. That's really nice.